Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. Greetings, fellow Poltermasters. I am Crash Rousel, and it's once again time to Crash Counts with another top 6 video here on the channel. I think, it's top 6. Because today we're going to be talking about the biggest one. You have wanted me to rank this since the beginning. Literally since the beginning of the channel, you wanted me to rank the games, even though Trap Team was barely out at that time and Superchargers was on the way. God, I've been doing this channel for a while. But I think it's time. I think it's time to be as unbiased as I can and discuss the reasons why I love and hate the games I do. So today, wasting no time, that's right, top 6 Skylanders Games. So you already know what number 1 is, let's be honest here, but you are more than welcome to leave your opinions in the comments below. Maybe there's something about a game I'm missing, maybe there's some kind of appeal that I saw that's not really what I like the most, or something that I need to go back to, or a reason I love a game so much is a reason you don't like the game. As long as you're respectful to me and everyone in the comments, that's all that matters. That's all we care about here on the channel, is being respectful. So thank you so much for watching this video, I hope you guys enjoy it. But we're going to hop right into number 6 now, because this is probably going to be a longer one, because I'm going to discuss a lot. Just saying. So kicking us off at number 6 on our list, I don't know how to, this was 8. Number 6 on our list is Giants. A lot of you know I'm not a fan of Giants. I've given Giants their fair run. I've tried everything in the world to make this game more enjoyable, but it has always felt like a Spyros Adventure DLC to me. It's never felt like its own standalone game. It feels like a continuation of the first game that they kind of cut out due to time restraints. Or they wanted to do it to split it up. Giants, I felt like, have always been in the original game. It's like one of those games where you've played and you feel like, I felt like I played this before. And honestly, Spyros Adventure and Giants feel almost identical. They look identical on consoles. Swap Force came in and completely changed the game. And then there was Giants before that. So playing Giants for the first time coming right after Spyros Adventure, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty fun game and all that. But then once the newer games came out, I realized, man, Giants lacked. Giants had some issues, but I can tell you that this game definitely changed a lot of people's lives. This is a game a lot of people got into the series from. A lot of their favorite Skylanders are from this game. Pop Fizz, Tree Rex, that one person who likes Crusher for some reason. Crusher's alright, I'm just getting going. But for me, Giants, again, has always felt like a DLC. It doesn't feel like a standalone game. It feels like something that should have been added on in the first game. And that's why I'm not a fan of it. The Chaos boss battle at the end is kind of unique. I do like the fact that it's not really a Chaos boss battles where you fight Neokiro and robots, and then you fight some enemies in between. Weirdly hard though. Plus they introduced difficulty levels. That was pretty cool. But again, overall this game has its issues. And you can see it if you look at all the other games in the series, which I'll try to be more biased when it comes to that. But for Giants, it's getting number 6 on our list. I did it right this time. Oh, I did not follow. Of course I did. Number 5 on our list is Imaginators. Now, I love the concept of Imaginators. The fact that you can take your own figures and make your own characters as Imaginators is awesome. The senseis from the game and the returning villains was fantastic. I absolutely love those two things about it. That's where it ends. Unfortunately, the levels don't feel that inspired. I'm not a big fan of most of the levels. One, like, if you look at all my favorite levels, when I talk about in the future when I do my every level ranked for Imaginators, I don't really go into detail why I like all the levels, because I don't really have one. But here's the biggest thing. Why is the cake mission the thing? Like, did you need filler content that bad? Because I know for a fact that they could have easily made a level where you collect the cake parts in between the level, where you go into each part and collect like 4 pieces of the cake. Why do you have to do 10 side missions to unlock little pieces of a cake? It's 8 or 10. I know it's a lot. Regardless, it's too much. It's weird. It's random because of the fact that you have to do this and then you get 2 or 3 options to go choose to get a piece of the cake. It's strange. And it's right up before the end of the game. Like, there's 2 levels and then the end of the game. So every time I'm playing through this game for to do like a playthrough on the channel or something, I always get to the cake mission and I go, oh, it's the cake mission. And then I feel obligated to play it on the channel because of the fact that if I lose a Skylander while I'm doing it, then okay. But I don't want to do the cake missions because they're so boring. I don't know what to talk about in them. I don't want to discuss them because they're so weird. The levels themselves are fantastic, and then I know we're throwing these cake missions in? I don't know. So Imaginators definitely fell off the wagon with that. I'm also not a huge fan of the Chaos boss battle at the end. The Imaginators one with super awesome Chaos, or whatever his name is. I think it's kind of So, like, the whole time you're getting these cake missions to lead up to a kind of lackluster battle with chaos. I don't know. There's a couple levels that shine, but compared to the rest of this list, it doesn't hold a candle. So number 5 is Imaginators. Number 4 on the list is the game that started it all. Wow, my head. Spyros Adventure. So Spyros Adventure gave us a great introduction to the series. There's a lot of little things I can nitpick about this game to make it not as perfect, but you can see in later games, they took everything from this game and improved it. The first game, in my opinion, has a lot of great moments where there's lots of like hatred for Diggs. Then one of my favorite characters pops up with Arbo, and then like there's so many of these unique characters in all this world you get to involve, and you learn all about the elements and how some are bigger, some are badder, and then some of these awesome battles in between, and then you're introduced to all these enemies. It's a whole new whimsical world that gets you started into the franchise, and the game is fantastic. But compared to the games that come out later in the series, you can see where this game lacks. The story itself is kind of drawn out. The fact you can't skip cutscenes when playing it a second time. And the fact that Diggs is in the game. Can't stand that mole. But this game gave me my favorite Skylander of all time with Bash, and I absolutely love playing this game. This is one game that where if I ever have to do, say, Honestly Half Hour, or if I'm doing a lock where I'm going to be going back to Spyros Adventure, I don't dread it because I'm super excited to play this game because it's so fun. But again, a little bit drawn out. There's like, 22 chapters or something, or 24, and it just takes a while to get through it. So it's one of those games, especially where you're playing it like straight from new, where you can't skip cutscenes. You got to just sit there and just watch. You saw me in the Forgotten Lock. I'm just sitting there basically bored the whole time, waiting for these cutscenes to end. So yeah, little flaws, but again, it started us off a franchise that we all love. And if it wasn't for that game, I literally wouldn't be standing here doing this video for you today. Think about that. So number 4 is Spyros Adventure. So for number 3 on our list, this is where the game started improving overall. Now, no, not where it started. This is one of the games where I actually looked at it and said, this is a great concept. It's Trap Team. The fact that you can take a little crystal, put it onto the portal, take the villain that's in the game, suck him in, and then the thing starts talking to you through the portal. Super cool thing. Don't like the fact you have to use the portal in that game. You can't use it. You can't use any other portal. You have to use that one, even though I don't have the portal sounds on. I turn them off. Because you know me and sounds in game, I'm weird. But I love the fact that you can do that. That was kind of the introduction to, say, Imaginators, making your own creation crystals, where you have your creation crystal, you put it in there, you take the villain, you get to use them. You're playing as a unique set of villains. He can always save you at certain points, which is awesome. I absolutely love that in the game, and it's so fun to use the different villains. Along with that, the Trap Masters and the cores make this game completely different. It feels like this game just gave us cores so we could just collect more Skylanders. Because, in a way, they're semi-useless in the game. And that's one thing that makes this one not hard. Honestly, this could be potential number 2. Well, besides from the fact that the game is ungodly hard for some reason. But the fact that the cores are useless in the game, and they're some of the best cores in the game. I did the every ranked video of all the Trap Team cores, and it was hard for me to find bad things about all the cores in the game, because I absolutely loved every single one of them. And the fact that they're always overshadowed by the Trap Masters because of the fact that the Trap Masters can, kill the enemies faster, break down the Traptanium crystals, and they're the only thing that can go through the elemental gates. That's weird. But ladies and gentlemen, that's one of the reasons why this game can't go any higher, because of the fact that the cores get undershadowed or overshadowed the entire time, while the Trap Masters, as fantastic as they are, doesn't need all that spotlight. But however, the Chaos Boss fight, hate it, absolutely hate that one. But I love the fact that the Trap Masters are a little bit stronger in the game and you can actually have a lot more fun with them. But again, the weirdly hard aspect of the game, I don't care if you say you're fantastic and you beat it 100% on Night Mode, never lost Skylander, I don't care. It's weirdly hard. It shouldn't be that hard for a game that's designed for a younger audience. But Trap Team, fantastic overall. It contains my favorite level of all time. And on top of that, some of the best levels in the entire game. So Trap Team, it always has its positives, but then there's a bunch of negatives on top of it. So it evens itself out. Perfectly at number 3 on our list. Number 2 is Swap Force. Swap Force got me into my addiction of collecting Skylanders. I was working at Walmart at the time when Swap Force came out. I remember watching a video on it, and I went, oh my gosh, you can physically switch Skylanders. I'll just grab a random one here behind me. So we'll grab Stink Bomb. The fact that you can take this character, rip him apart, and put another character on top, and it still works, and sometimes makes the Skylander better. It's kind of crazy. The concept of that still blows my mind to this day. I don't care what anyone says. It's one of the coolest things. You can actually take a Skylander, break it apart, put it together with another Skylander, and make another awesome Skylander out of it. It gives you so many opportunities to try so many unique Skylanders. So if you have a Skylander where you love his top ability, but you don't like his bottom half, but then you find another one where you like the bottom half and not the top, mix them together and you have your perfect Skylander. It was definitely one of those, I guess, putting salt in the pot to add to the flavor of Imaginators when it came out to making your own Skylander. That's what I find was awesome about that. This was the game that got me addicted to Skylanders because of the fact that it was so much fun. It had an excellent story, the multitude of things you can do after the game is over, the score attack, the time trials, the battle arenas, the bonus missions, all of those, amazing. I absolutely love this game because of the fact that all that's together and it looks so much fun. It's so cool. Swap zones, forgot about those. And the story is amazing. Plus, it introduced my favorite NPC of all time with Tessa and Whiskers. And so many of these levels are so memorable. The final Chaos boss battle is my favorite boss battle in the entire series, and it's amazing overall. But it does hold a candle very close to my favorite one, which we'll talk about in a bit. But for now, Swap Force, with its perfection of a game, just slivers out a tiny bit here at number 2. So for number 1, I would stand here and discuss Superchargers like crazy. Obviously it's Superchargers, y'all should know that by now, because not only did I list this as one of my favorite video games of all time in my top 5 favorite games video when I came back there last year. Was it last year or was it this year? When did I return? Was it this year? I think so, it was this year. And I did my top 5 favorite games of all time. That was on the list. I also did an hour-long video where I discussed Superchargers and how perfect it was, and the only reason I stopped was because my camera ran out of battery. Think about that for a minute. I could literally stand here and talk about Superchargers and how fun the story was. The story is the best storyline in the entire game, don't care what anyone says. The characters, they took a character that I dislike with Eruptor and made him better. Think about that. They made characters better. Well, I mean, Super Shot Stealth Elk and Sharpshooter Terrafin. But they introduced one of your favorite characters and you can't even deny that you love this character with Spitfire and Stormblade. You love both of those. The dark and the light elements kind of got, with Nightfall and Astral Blast. But then they gave us Gilgrunt and Roller Brawl, returning, making a Skylander that's already fantastic with Roller Brawl, making her even better. The levels themselves, fun as heck, so much to do with them, so many unique characters. Plus, when you play that Gadfly Daves, when your Skylander stand in the back, you go, oh yeah, I like that. You gotta say that. And the levels are fantastic overall. They're so much fun to play, especially when switching out your vehicles and stuff. It gives you so many options for the vehicles. And don't even get me started on the racing. The racing part is fantastic. I love the racing in this game. It's definitely the best part of the entire game is the racing element. It's perfect. If you want me to go into more description, I have a full hour-long video that you can watch called Why Superchargers is the best Skylander game. And you know a lot of people disagree with me. I talked about a game for over an hour, and you disagree with me? You're wrong. That's why Superchargers gets number 1 on the list. And speaking of it, my camera's about to give out, so we gotta end this video. Ironic. That's gonna do it for my top 6 Skylander games. You guys probably wonder where Ring of Heroes is. It's in the trash where it belongs. Regardless, thank you so much for watching this video. I know this is a very long time coming for doing this top 6 video, but we did it, and you guys knew what number 1 was anyways, and so many people have asked me before what my favorite games are, and I've just thrown them out. But at least now we have this video, and someone asked, I can just link in the video and then make that YouTube promote my content. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys like it, let me know by liking the video and commenting down below your favorite Skylander game. Tell me that I'm very wrong about Giants. Maybe there's something I missed. Who knows? But if you want, there's an hour-long Supercharged video telling you why Supercharged is the best one. Just saying. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next week for another awesome video. But as always, I bid you farewell.